Okay, we're going to run a few other clips of Narendra Modi's speech. But joining us from Kovalam Live is Sitaram Yechuri, Politburo member of the CPIM. Joining us from Delhi is the Union Minister for Law and Justice and Communications and Information Technology, Ravi Shankar Prasad. From Delhi, we have Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi of the Congress, who's been unusually critical. Pawan Verma, Member of Parliament of the JDU, and Vinod Mehta complete our panel. Gentlemen, Ravi Shankar Prasad, have you seen the Congress party's response? They said that Modi's speech lacked the trajectory of the next 5 years. They said it was not substantial enough, it was cosmetic and more rhetoric. Your response, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad. By the way, to everyone, a very happy Independence Day at the start of Newshour. Ravi Shankar Prasad. Mr. Prasad? I think we just lost the line there with Ravi Shankar Prasad. I'm going to play a clip of Narendra Modi's speech and come back to the debate. Just give me 30 seconds.
मैं दिल्ली की दुनिया का इंसान नहीं, मैं यहाँ के राजकाज को भी नहीं जानता। यहाँ की एलिट क्लास से तो मैं बहुत अछूता रहा हूँ, लेकिन एक बाहर के व्यक्ति ने, एक आउटसाइडर ने दिल्ली आकर के पिछले 2 महीने में एक इनसाइडर व्यू लिया तो मैं चौंक गया। ये मंच राजनीति का नहीं है, राष्ट्रनीति का मंच है, और इसलिए मेरी बात को राजनीति के तराजू से न तोला जाए। मैंने पहले ही कहा है, मैं सभी पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री, पूर्व सरकारों का अभिवादन करता हूं जिन्होंने देश को यहां तक पहुंचाया है। मैं बात कुछ और करने जा रहा हूं, और इसलिए इसको राजनीति के तराजू से न तोला जाए। मैंने जब दिल्ली आकर के एक इनसाइडर व्यू देखा तो मैंने अनुभव किया, मैं चौंक गया। ऐसा लगा जैसे एक सरकार के अंदर भी दर्जनों अलग अलग सरकारें चल रही है, हर एक की जैसे अपनी अपनी जागीरें बनी हुई हैं। मुझे बिखराव नजर आया, मुझे टकराव नजर आया। एक डिपार्टमेंट दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट से भीड़ रहा है, और यहां तक भीड़ रहा है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के दरवाजे खटखटा करके एक ही सरकार के 2 डिपार्टमेंट आपस में लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं। ये बिखराव, ये टकराव, एक ही देश के लोग हम देश को कैसे आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं। और इसलिए मैंने कोशिश प्रारंभ की है उन दीवारों को गिराने की। मैंने कोशिश प्रारंभ की है, सरकार एक असेंबल एंटिटी नहीं बट एक ऑर्गेनिक यूनिटी बने, ऑर्गेनिक एंटिटी बने।
Okay. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, were you unusually critical when you said Narendra Modi's speech lacked the trajectory of the next 5 years?
First of all, if at all, I've spoken about 5 or 6 programs, unusually a large number for me.
The Congress party said this. Many people from the Congress party said it. Manish Tewari said it, unless you want to disown what Manish Tewari said.
Look, I will tell you what I have spoken as the spokesperson of the Congress the whole day, and I will just repeat that. I don't know what anybody else has said. I can only speak for the Congress party, and I do speak for that, and I've spoken more than 5 times in a day, so I'm not going to be original late in the night. Just give me a couple of minutes to summarize what I've said since morning, and that's in the public domain. First of all, I've said that it was, I think not even his worst detractors say that Modi is not an excellent orator, a great speaker. I was particularly pleased that he was wearing a red safa, which looks like one from my hometown Jodhpur, although I know it's a Tiranga and probably styled in Gujarati style. I've also said that he gave a very inspiring speech, no doubt. and he has touched almost on all the right points, because on the text part of it, on the speech per se, there is nothing you can be critical of, because it's axiomatic. It deals with all the good things for a nation, and if he achieves even a fraction of them, I think it's very good for the nation. I think he emphasized the continuity part, and when he went to the specifics, I have given examples that just to take 4 examples out of many he gave: Digital India, poverty, manufacturing sector, the daughters of India and female infanticide. I think you have the statistics and the record of 10 years of UPA, and 85 to 89 Rajiv Gandhi, and 91 to 96 Narasimha Rao. The figures show solid progress, solid base set by the Congress on each of those sectors. And if Modi was to build on it, was to go ahead, I'd be very happy. There were a few surprising omissions. No concrete map for how to reduce corruption, nothing about price rise, nothing much about terrorism. But I don't hold that against him, because you can't cover everything in a speech. The main problem I have with the speech, Arnav, is that it really has to translate into deeds. Between preaching and practice, between statement and transformation on the ground is very important. 60 days which we've seen till now, or 90 days, do not show any of these promises being even fulfilled partially. We're prepared to wait. He can probably deserve a little longer, but what he has said is unacceptable. What he shows on the ground is the one we have to decide. On the policy issue, there is a weakness. There is a problem with the budget. It is nothing more than a bureaucratic inspiration. Large sectors are untouched. Take, for example, the daughters and female infanticide. The amounts given there are pitiable. For all the social sectors, the Congress budgets have given much, much more. Incrementally, the budget is given much less. So, in a nutshell, a great speech, extempore, connects greatly, very impressive, but I would wait to see transformation on the ground.
Ravi Shankar Prasad, you heard Abhishek Manu Singhvi. I hope my audio line is now there through with you, sir. On the second part, he says, I want to see how much can be delivered. On the first part, he says, why did he not speak about corruption, price rise and terrorism? Mr. Prasad, would you like to rebut the Congress spokesperson?
Well, I don't wish to go in the traditional style of Arnav Goswami's, my good friend, debate over the years and times now. Today, the Prime Minister spoke with humility like a true statesman, representing the urge and aspiration of the entire country. A man from humble, poor background coming to the highest position, that is the power of Indian democracy. And he openly acknowledged the contribution of all the previous governments, state and centre. That is how he rose like a statesman. But one thing, because Abhishek is saying that, I just need to gently remind him that the Prime Minister himself has acknowledged the contribution. But today the people have chosen Narendra Modi to implement his vision by a very massive majority. That is the reality of India. And today, as the Prime Minister, he spoke like the leader of India, designed to enthuse India. And therefore I am seeing the kind of praises being showered upon him for the first time. And even Abhishek, I acknowledge that he also said, a Prime Minister is speaking from the rampart of Red Fort, connecting with the people of India, inspiring them, awakening them, right from gender issues to need for poverty, for everything. Two issues I would like to highlight, Arnav, very quickly, because that I am also handling as the IT Minister. This Digital India. I want your viewers to know that Prime Minister has spent 2.5 hours taking monitoring of the Department of IT, 2 hours for Department of Telecommunication, 1.5 hours for Postal. On Digital India separately, he spent 3 hours. And from there this vision has come. Let the people of the country know through your channel, Arnav, that we import 100 billion worth of electronic goods from abroad. By 2020, it is going to become 400 billion. And PM rightly said the duty would be more than the fuel duty. It can give a lot of jobs. We have to initiate that. Many clusters I have signed after becoming the IT Minister. Take the case of this connectivity of broadband. This National Optical Fiber Network, we have determined 50,000 Gram Panchayat this year, 1 lakh next year and 1 lakh next year. I am personally monitoring. Abhishek is right. Implementation has started. people are coming to believe, right from Facebook to Cisco MD to so many persons are coming to invest in India. And the PM has said, come, make in India. That's what he's going to do. Apart from social issue, taking the entire country along in the manufacturing sector, development issue. One thing more which I've really liked or no, the PM today telling the people of country, including MPs, the corporate social responsibility elements, ensure toilets for girl students in all the schools of India. Government will do. Therefore, the Prime Minister, when he is speaking on the 15th of August, he must speak as the leader of the country, to inspire, to awaken, to dedicate. And that's what Modi ji could achieve after a gap of 10 long years.
Okay. Now, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, not meant to provoke you, an observation from my side before I open up to Pawan Verma and Sitaram Yechuri. You see, I also find it interesting Narendra Modi delivered the speech and did not read it out in this most ineffective manner that Manmohan Singh did. He also talked about what he wants to do rather than talk about what the Gandhi Nehru family did. He also, did not use the platform to read out the list of achievements that Manmohan Singh did after year and make excuses about why he could not achieve what he had promised. So there was that, that whole element of negativity was somewhere removed. And I think you acknowledge that when you say Modi was connecting with the people. Sitaram Yechuri, my question to you is, and Pawan Verma will come in after that, Vinod Mehta. No, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, you don't have to rebut me because you have to rebut me. You can rebut me if you want to rebut me.
Mouth.
Yes.
The problem is, Arnav.
Yes, sir.
You have to elicit our views. I wish your own views are kept at a minimum.
No, I felt you were making that acknowledgement.
No, one sec. My views are in writing on tweets since the morning. Exactly what words I have used are in the public domain.
Sir, it's okay. Ravi Shankar Prasad.
I'm not going to add to them or subtract from them.
No, Ravi Shankar Prasad said thank you for appreciating Modi, and he observed.
Yes,
he
of course
observed.
I've appreciated.
He observed
what deserves appreciation must be appreciated.
Yes, so that's good.
He spoke on the speech and the manner of delivery and the oratory. I give him full marks.
Will you take back what you said a minute back that Narendra Modi connected with the people of India from the ramparts of the Red Fort, and just because you are a Congress spokesperson, you'll take it back?
What I have said, I never retract or take back. I've written it. I am saying again, on delivery and presentation and speaking, full marks, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. We are talking about now the conversion onto reality.
Okay, fine. Sitaram Yechuri.
After all,
Sitaram Yechuri and Pawan Verma. First, Sita, has it made you change your opinion of Narendra Modi?
Yeah. Well, you see, I think somebody needs to politely tell the Prime Minister that the elections are over. Talking has been done, people have voted, a government has come into office. Now the time has begun to walk the talk. Now, where is that walking? You still have the rhetoric. You still have, yes, this is bad, that is bad, this needs to be done, that needs to be done. Yes, in that you have been trying to find fault. He is not said about corruption, he is not said about price rise, he is not said about something else. But that is not the moot point. What does the country expect from the Prime Minister of India on the Independence Day?
Yeah.
When the independence came, there were a large number of aspirations of the people. Please bear with me for a minute, Arnab. Large number of aspirations of the people that still have not been fulfilled. Now you have promised, or we had all thought, the people had thought, that you will have a better life. You have one of the worst malnutrition of your children in the world. You know the situation in our country. I'm not going through the statistics. But how are we going to ameliorate that?
Sir, 10 weeks.
How are we going to start
been in office
this walk?
for 10 weeks.
That is what was expected.
10 weeks.
But whatever it is, what is the vision that you have? He's talking for 10 years.
This is not a vision enough for you.
He's talking as though he's going to remain here for 10 years.
One second. Okay, no, I'll get that. No, I'll get Ravi Shankar Prasad to rebut you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 1 minute. When you're talking of a vision, You require a road map. How are you going?
This is
it's
not a
objectives.
This is not a roadmap.
Not objectives.
When the Prime Minister,
however laudable they may be.
no, Sitaram Yechuri.
However laudable the objectives may be, how are you going to move in that direction?
No, fine. 1 second.
There's nothing absolutely about that.
One minute. You want the Prime Minister to read out a Britannica encyclopedia on how he is going to go about doing it. You say he lacks a roadmap. I'll get Ravi Shankar Prasad to respond. Sorry, Pawan, I'm keeping you waiting. Sorry, Vinod Mehta. No, I want to hear the rebuttal. No, the charge. Would Ravi Shankar like to respond to the charge right now?
I'll tell you.
No, 1 second. Otherwise,
Mr. Prasad can respond.
Mr.
No, Arnab, this is not the. I think
okay, 1 minute.
Views.
Okay, no, 1 second.
Yeah, Mr. Goswami.
Yes, Mr. Yechuri.
Mr. Goswami, why do you always want to become hold the monopoly of all knowledge?
Sir, I have none compared to you,
that
sir.
If you had telling me the laudable objectives, of course you have. You have all the right to think you have. I'm not disputing that right, but don't impose it on us.
Sir,
that you can have very laudable objectives.
Sir, I am only trying to...
the point I want to know, and the country I believe wants to know, is how are you going to move to achieve those objectives? That is what we want to know. Objectives we've heard in the elections, we have heard in the election campaign, that is over. Now you're the Prime Minister, you have the government. What is your movement forward?
Okay, fine.
Or which way do you want to begin the movement?
Okay, fine. So now...
That is the point.
No, first of all...
No, you tell me, with your encyclopedic knowledge, if you know that which way the government is moving, so please illuminate all of us. You'll do a great service to our country and the people.
Sir,
if you know how Mr. Modi is moving in that direction.
Sir, I admire you personally so much that even when you address me laced with sarcasm, I take it as a compliment. Sita, I know you for a long time. My personal regard for you, all of you, is very great. But I have a problem right now. My problem is, should I go to Ravi Shankar Prasad? Or should I go to Ravi Shankar Prasad after Pawan Verma and Vinod Mehta? I will ask Ravi Shankar Prasad that question because Mr. Prasad, you can answer in a consolidated manner because Pawan also wants to come in. Would you prefer to answer right now or in a consolidated manner? Mr. Prasad, do I have your cooperation on that?
I leave it to you or no.
Okay, fine.
You are the master of the show.
No. You are 5 eminences on the show. I am only trying to conduct it with my limited abilities. Pawan Verma, go ahead, please.
Now, first of all, Arnab, I want to genuinely say that I congratulate Mr. Narendra Modi for his first speech as Prime Minister on Independence Day from the ramparts of the Red Fort. It is also a symbol of the peaceful transition in a democracy, and I think it is an occasion for felicitations. First point I want to make is that no one can come close currently to Mr. Narendra Modi's eloquence, and especially when the contrast is that with Mr. Manmohan Singh, even his greatest admirers would admit that he was not a great orator. So Mr. Modi certainly made an impact from that point of view. Secondly, I want to say there were 1 or 2 issues which he touched upon which I believe are exceptionally relevant to the nation, such as, for instance, sanitation and women. Thirdly, I wish to say there was, by sheer contrast to the eloquence, there was silence on 3 key issues. First of all, on price rise. Price rise was an issue on which the BJP came to power. Critiquing the previous government, prices have not been held. In fact, they are rising. One would have thought that the Prime Minister, in the same spirit of candor and non-partisanship, would have explained to the people of India that they are doing their best or what the problems are. Second is, it has been traditional on this day to include some element of a mention of foreign policy, and in particular I think this was essential because in my view the befuddled policy we are currently following towards Pakistan. Thirdly, I thought that some more elaboration on the one remarkable feature of our country in spite of 68 years of independence, which is the abject poverty in this country. That was essential, apart from saying that if 125 crore people decide to eliminate poverty, we can do it. Indira Gandhi said it in the 70s, Garibi Hatao. We still have the largest number of the abjectly poor in the country. Now, one inexplicable part of the speech, which is this question of a 10-year moratorium. A Prime Minister is a Prime Minister. He is speaking of the vision of the future of a united India where all of the people are working towards the goal of taking the nation forward. What is the business of a 10-year moratorium? That means if after 10 years the BJP goes back to power, we'll go back again to the kind of scenarios we have seen in the past and more of them we are seeing today.
So now...
And lastly, let me finish, then Ravi Shankar
then you're taking so much time, I won't get the effective...
Just let me finish. I take 20 seconds more only.